us. All right, sorry about that. We're 3 in a row. Thanks, Jason.
Amazing match point. What athleticism.
And there you have it, your APTA national champions.
Best match of the year.
Brilliant shot.
Incredible stuff. And it's sitting up and he's right there.
Hello and welcome to the APTA Tour. We are live from the Glenview Club in Gulf, Illinois, bringing you the Chicago Charities, a Grand Prix event, and welcome to the APTA Tour. We are live from the Glenview Club in Gulf, Illinois, sponsored by the APTA membership, the APTA national sponsors, Paddle Pro and Fusion, and local sponsors, Illinois Bone and Joint Institute, Fusion, Wintrust, Viking. I'm Jerry Viant, along with Mark Fischel, bringing you the women's round of 16 between the local Chicago team Hallie Bodman and Chelsea Middle, and the number 2 seeds Roxy Anika and Gabby Nicolescu. And welcome Mark Fischel as we kick off a full 3 days of live streaming.
Jerry, I don't know what's better, 3 days of Chicago Charities or doing some matches with you.
Oh, very kind.
Well, it's such a pleasure to be in the booth with you again.
Yes.
And it's all been so easy getting the technology to work this week with Lauren Mandel in charge of IT. It's been smooth sailing.
And we're ready to go.
So let's take a look at the players. And right off the bat, I noticed that Gabby Nicolescu in the top left-hand corner is playing the deuce chord. She's been playing a bunch of the ad chord of late as well, so it'll be interesting to see if they switch. And her partner, Roxy Anika in the blue vest. And then at the bottom left-hand corner of the screen is Chelsea Middle, 2-time national finalist, and her partner, Hallie Bodman. Why don't we take a fast look at the draw to see how the players got here?
Yeah, well, you can see that, the top of the draw, we have the number 2 seeds right there, Anika and Nicolescu, and they had a quick round of 32, as did the local Chicago team, Bodman and Middle. And as you scroll down, we can see that all of the seeds have made it through to the round of 16 without dropping a set. So we had a huge cell come through with a lot of rain, and it could be windy out there. So we'll see how the players adjust.
Mics get soaked as well, so we'll see how the volume is. We're starting out with the umpire on the ground.
Yeah, so I think that's Rob LeBurn is going to be calling the match.
Is that Rob? I can't even recognize him.
Yep,
there
Rob
he
is.
Yep. Former partner of mine. Of course,
Rob he does a great job out there. He organizes, or not only calls a lot of the matches, but also coordinates and trains new umpires. And
is clearly in charge on the court, which is probably job number 1 for all the umpires.
Yes. So he's going to be calling the score. Players will call their own lines as usual, but if they ask him to make a decision, that will be final.
Although it's going to be much more difficult for him to overrule standing on the court versus up in the chair.
Yeah, that's a tough one when you're going to call across the court.
I guess they're going to put him back in the chair between sets, assuming the cell goes through, although I'm not sure why anybody's on the court if the cell is still a danger, so I'm not quite sure I can follow that.
Yeah, that's what they've told us. So this should be an interesting matchup here. Both Bodman and Middle are an attacking, aggressive player. I have not seen these guys play together as a team, but I've seen them play many, many matches with other partners. Bodman played with Liz Hayward for many years, and of course Chelsea found the success making it to the two national finals with Hall of Famer Mary Doughton. And Chelsea Middle just loves her two-handed backhand, and she, the more she can drive it, the happier she is. Likes to move forward, and Bodman is just, she intimidates with her height and her power. It's going to be interesting to see how much they're going to lob, and if they do lob, they're going to have to lob very well, because we've seen Gabby Nicolescu and Roxy Anika just giving a clinic with their combination of roller overheads.
Yeah, and both Middle and Bodden both like to play the deuce court for the most part. So when they were warming up, Middle was in the ed court. I'm not sure I've seen her play that side previously. Either way you cut it, this is a tall order for Bodman and Middle.
Yeah, it'd be interested to see what their strategy is going to be.
I think it's going to involve a lot of driving, Jerry. Just taking a wild guess. I'm thinking it's going to be a lot of driving coming from them.
Well, as you mentioned, Nicolescu has been playing the deuce side. They won 2 weeks ago in Montclair with Nicolescu playing on the deuce side. And Anika last week played Philly with Liz Cruz. And she also stayed on the ad side for that. And they made it to the semifinals, losing to Harnish and Zabori. Of course, Liz Cruz is playing with her old Fed Cup tennis partner, Mark. In Chicago here, she's playing with Marcela Radesno.
That's fun.
Yeah, that's a very solid, talk about not give up a point. That team is like a brick wall.
Yeah, early in the season, it seems like there are two teams that are head and shoulders above everybody else, and then one team that's kind of threatening to get in the mix. And the team threatening to get in the mix, obviously, is Elliot Radesno. Where Liz Cruz lands, he could possibly get in the mix. But the two teams that decided the Nationals last year, to me, are pretty much head and shoulders above everybody else.
Yes, I agree. And that's Hallie Bodman there on the deuce side closest to us, just taking some practice serve. She's got a big, flat, hard serve. Chelsea Middle on the blue top, pink skirt, just switching over. And down the far end, Roxy Anika, who's gone to the sidearm serve.
And let's talk about Roxy a little bit, because in my opinion, Roxy is the best player never to have won a national. Just a myriad of talent, abilities, been to national finals 3 times. Certainly been in conversation for best player in the country. And it's been a big adjustment for her playing with Gabby Nicolescu, because Gabby is the alpha, right? Gabby was the best player in the game until Hannah Zabori came along. Still is in the conversation.
We saw that last year, when they went back and forth with who was going to play the ad side and when to switch at net with the overheads, because they both have the ability to end points with their overheads. And also Anika came off that knee injury. She was really struggling. But so far she looks fit, she looks healthy.
She looks happy.
Yep.
New job. New Canaan Field Club. Seems thrilled and delighted.
That was fast.
Yeah, so we've got the Connecticut pros with Nicolescu at Patterson Club.
Yep. They just hired a new director there.
And we have not seen that much of Bodmin and Middle in the last couple of years. They haven't been traveling that much. Middle is a new mother, and just basically they're staying local. So I don't know if that lack of tournament match play at this level is going to affect them. But they're, you know, they love to play. You're going to see some big smiles on their faces. They just like to get out there and smack it around, as we are going to see.
And I would say, with the possible exception of Anna Maria Zabori, Anika Nicolescu have the two best overheads in the game. They're
Yes.
going to put a lot of pressure on you.
Yeah,
So
well,
I think the strategy to drive a lot is a good one for Bodmin Middle.
unless they can lob deep and high, they'll get punished.
Honestly, when I've seen them play, they haven't lobbed deep or high much. So we'll see how that continues. Looks like getting ready to go. Roxy Anika to start in the blue hat, and she'll be serving to Hallie Bodmin.
Love.
Well, that was deep and high.
Yep. Did I say in?
You did not mention that. You just
Yeah,
said
I
deep
knew
and
you were
high.
going to be always looking to pick up one slight little thing, Mark. Minor detail.
Minor.
That's just no floaters. And here's the big laughs right off the bat. I guess that mid-pace, half-pace, three-quarter swing is not going to cut it against Anika. Oh. Bodmin lost her footing there.
You can see that most of the court is wet. You see a couple of dry spots that the heaters are creating.
You see Anika there exclusively using that sidearm serve.
It looked very good at Montclair, I thought.
Yeah, she got into a little bit of trouble in Philly with her serving,
Yeah.
but she was absolutely textbook flawless, Montclair. So that was a quick game, quick hold there for Anika.
For me, one of the big issues is where is the offense going to come from with Bodmin Middle from the backcourt? Because the overheads are so good and put so much pressure on you. How are they going to be able to hurt Anika Nicolescu?
Well, I think, to your point, if they don't lob and they drive, they're going to have to find the holes in the teamwork, and there are not that many holes right now.
This duo is a terrifically talented duo of Anika Nicolescu.
This is Chelsea Middle serving.
And there's that down-up overhead that we talked about, Jerry, that's going to get them in trouble. They won the point with that one, but that is not a recipe for success against Gabby Nicolescu.
Yeah, once Nicolescu warms up, and she'll move in closer to that and take that ball a little bit earlier.
30 love.
Two quick unforced errors there.
And again, Anika Nicolescu both have two of the biggest forehands in the game.
I would imagine, too, all four players, Mark, are a little edgy right now. They had to wait like an extra hour. You're kind of like ready to go. They actually came out on the court and were about to start the warm-up when the cell came through. So they had to go back into the hut and hang around. So I'm sure they're anxious to get going. And Bodmin pops that ball out over the top of the screen.
Boy, it gives you an idea how warm it is, Jerry, that ball went over the wires. Never thought that was possible when she hit it.
Perfect. Thank you. 30 all. $30-40.
First break point opportunity here for Anika Nicolescu.
Oh, interesting to see Nika Nicolescu switch back.
Ah,
Oh, great shot.
nice touch.
Oh, what a sequence from Nika with the backhand. That was beautiful.
They lead 2 games to love. First set. Nicolescu to serve.
See which serve Nicolescu brings out today. Every now and then she'll go after her serve. She's really trying to force herself, but generally her go-to serve is that low, little bit of a slice, backspin. Her serve stays deep in the box and stays low.
She's such a tremendous athlete and volleys so well.
There's that two-handed backhand from middle mark that I was mentioning. She just leans right into that. It's her favorite shot.
Well, they're going to have to do some damage on return to serve today.
Yeah, I think if they can find their spots, get those reaching errors in their first strike, or get us another short ball that they can drive again.
That's great overhead from Nicolescu from deep in the court.
40.
Good pressure by middle there coming in. Nicolescu handles that low volley beautifully.
It's a winner of it, too. Wow.
Game.
It's a break.
Middle. Games are 2-1.
And that's something they absolutely have to do. If they're not punishing the serves, because neither Nicolescu nor Anika serve particularly well. If they're not punishing that shot, I don't think they have any chance. They've got to do damage there.
Nice shot of the Glenview Club. That is the old hut that we're viewing there.
Which we've sat in many a time. In fact, I seem to remember you elbowing me in there a couple of times.
5-minute serve.
More than a couple of times.
That's the spot. Middle's got to lay off that. Bodman was right there with her backhand volley ready.
In a different situation, I think that Bodman and Middle will be better off staying back a little bit, but they have to have the net to win this match.
Love 30.
Well, that's something Bodman has struggled with through the years. Great volley there from Middle.
15-30.
Yeah, that ball was a little higher up and a little less pace, so that was the right shot for her to take.
Oh.
That's the risk that they take. I mean, a lot of times Bodman can overpower players by just hitting that overhead so hard, and they catch up to it and then volley it behind. But both Anika and Nicolescu have good foot speed.
Games are 3-1. First set.
And another monster return from Nicolescu right through the middle. Oh, nice little off-pace roller overhead there, court middle.
Love.
You could really see the overheads from Monika Niculescu starting to bother Bodman middle. Just not comfortable against that type of pace and that variety. There's the hard overhead from Niculescu.
40, love.
I just love the fun that these guys have out there. Bodman and middle, they're always laughing.
Game. Monika Niculescu. They lead the first set, 4-1.
For over 20 years, Paddle Pro has been recognized as an industry leader in platform tennis. The knowledge, expert advice, vast inventory, and ultimate customer service will help any player find the perfect equipment to take your game to the next level. Paddle Pro is the only website to carry all platform tennis brands. For more information, go to www.paddlepro.com. So, Jerry, so watching the first 5 games, one of the things that I've noticed, and I want you to elaborate on this a little bit, is Monika Niculescu like to let a lot of balls go to the wires when they're lobbing. They don't hit a lot of block lobs, whereas you see Hannah Zabori doing the opposite. Can you talk a little bit about the benefits of both styles?
Yeah, taking a block lob off the deck, you're taking away time for your opponent. So it's a different way of building the point. Niculescu, and especially Anika now this year in the ad side, she's letting a lot of those backside go in, and then she's able to hold her backhand and disguise it. So she gets the net team to commit. She can see that the net team's closed, and then she'll throw up a lob. Or she's got them back off the net, backside, and she rolls the drive through. So it's just a different way of building the point and creating the openings for your opponents. And you just saw Niculescu thump another returner serve.
Love, 30.
Bottom and middle aren't even getting into these points right now. I think the I formation is a good call. But again, if they don't have the net, it's going to be tough. But how do they get to the net? There you see some of that great movement from Monika covering behind Niculescu. I guess Anika fell that time, yeah? No, it was Niculescu went down. I wonder if the courts are slippery. We've now seen 2 falls in 5+ games.
Yeah.
Same spot, too.
Probably going to get a towel out, would be my guess.
Looks like we're changing courts, Jerry, or at least leaving the court.
Yeah, both players, like you said, they both fell in the same spot. So something's going up. And Mark, I noticed that the players from the second court have also come off. I don't know if that was a faster match because they were playing when we came on, or if there's another weather situation coming through.
More lightning, potentially.
Looks like here we got a report from our director. It looks like the rain has picked up and we're going for a weather delay.
Plans for dinner tonight, Jerry?
I think I'm going to be hanging out with you, Mark.
Yeah, it's going to be a late night.
This is going to be pushing the other matches back. Just
Maybe we
wait.
could pick up. Yeah.
I'm just waiting to hear what they're planning to do. Yeah, looks like we might be off for a bit, so we're gonna take a break. They'll keep us up to date on the screen as to how long a weather delay it is and when we'll be back live. So stay tuned.
40. And Chelsea serving.
We have 40?
You have 40, yes, 15-40, Chelsea serving. 5 minutes. Take 5 minutes. Have fun.
Alright, are we hitting like a few or are we just getting
No, you can warm up. Yeah, you have a 5-minute warm up.
We'll feel this out and maybe we have the appropriate size.
Hello all. Hey Jerry, how you doing? Great, thank you. Where are you? Oh,
Take a
really?
couple serves
Okay.
Before you go, if you want.
It's exciting. How long are you home for?
Can I ask you a question? On my football,
No,
my left
no,
foot?
I'm just kind of tuned in right now. I haven't taken a
Yeah.
look. So what's the scoop?
I move it like that.
Wow. Oh gosh. All right. Right. Sure. So you started up, now they stopped, both matches stopped. The other one, it seems like, is playing again. Right. All right. Yeah, because it's hard to get them down from there. You give them a metal rod, give them a scepter, and hang out. Right. Here, put them in some nice copper armor, and then yeah, that's funny. Okay, so I guess I'm not on for a long time then. Or we'll figure this thing out, I guess. I mean, who's on for this one anyway? Oh, just you guys. Right. Oh, really? Right.
ladies, the score is 1-4, 15-40.
All right, and we're back.
Game.
That's a tough first serve, Mark, after you've been off the court for a long rain delay.
And you heard Chelsea Middle say, "I knew it," which is
Yeah.
like a kiss of death. I mean, it's got to reset. You can't know it, because once you know it, it's going to happen.
So that's a 5-1 lead for Anika Nicolescu, and Gabby Nicolescu serving. Yeah, I feel for the players. It's tough to get your rhythm when you've got this many interruptions with the weather, but all 4 players have to deal with the same conditions. So
all.
it's a little casual in the
Dangerous
footwork
overhead.
there from from Anika.
And a dangerous overhead.
So you saw Bodman's feet come off the ground. If she can get that ball at shoulder height and hit that return. Too bad they don't have much fun there, Mark, right?
Allie Bodman always has a smile on her face.
Beautiful dipping returner serve by Middle. And you see Bodman coming in behind it. And I think that's their best play.
If they're not going to win the point in the first 3 shots, the percentages of winning it go down dramatically.
Game. Bodman.
All right, that's a quick break. Yeah, so I mean, Bodman Middle have got to find a way to get into the match, get into those first 3 hits. Serve, return, first volley, or serve, return, stay back. Get their returner serve. That was their best returning holding serve right there. So now Roxy Anika's serving.
That's correct.
The problem with staying back, Jerry, is I don't know how they make their way to the net if they stay back.
Here we go. I thought I was confused there.
Yeah.
They
were all
got it.
confused.
Yeah. All right, Bodman, here we go. Oh, that was...
You get Bodman's overhead in the middle there.
That was trouble there. 2-handed backhand overhead. It's a tough shot, moving backwards.
They looked off balance that whole point.
Yeah, well, like I was saying, I mean, they just need to find a way to get into the point themselves and manage these unforced errors, because they're not able to execute a strategy.
Love 40.
I would say this is the longest point of the match so far.
Nicolescu. They win the first set, 6 games to 2.
All right. Bodman Middle, they have nothing to lose right now. That's a good angle, Mark. The benefit of Anika's sidearm serve. You see that Bodman really had to hit a forehand slice return. The ball stays low.
Yeah, the Anika sidearm serve looks terrific.
Yeah, it's really staying low. Bodman, as opposed to her last returner serve where Bodman had her feet up off the ground, hitting that ball that was up higher. Good pressure. Oh, right move. Too bad she pushed it wide.
30 love.
Nicolescu from just the ho-hum volley from her shoe top from behind the service line.
40 love. Forty, 50.
Good return there from middle. Just absolutely have to do that. Well, Nika's just firing that sidearm serve in, Jerry.
Yeah, she's looking like she did in Montclair.
Game, Annika Nicolescu. They win the first game of the second set.
A proud partner to the APTA, Fusion curates what's next in branded gear and apparel for your company, your team, or your event. With a team of dedicated industry experts, Fusion curates high-end product selections for customization to your club logo, team name, or corporate identity. We create a stress-free shopping experience with custom online stores and quick custom ordering to get the gear you need now without any hassle. Visit gearbyfusion.com and let Fusion provide you with gear to fuel your brand.
All right, second set. That's Hallie Bodman serving. Nice rip by Anika there. Good, then change the look.
Bodman's been able to find the Anika backhand a couple of times. They beat her in the corner with the nick, great overhead from middle.
15 all.
Caught the nick there.
30, 50.
2 nicks in a row. There's a strategy, Jerry. Somehow get to net and then find the nick.
Nice serve. That's the trouble. Good cover by middle there because Bodman was way off the court from that overhead. Anika Nicolescu, their foot speed and their racket control. I don't think Bodman is going to have the success that hitting that ball that hard and that high into the screen as she would hope. Chelsea now playing Australian and staying low. Again, trying to change the look of the court on the receiver, and Anika just finds that low percentage area, the dipping forehand returner serve, and they are 2-love in the second set, having won the first set 6-2. I know, Mark, they're looking good. Anika Nicolescu, they can continue to show the form that we saw in Montclair.
With all deference to every. Ooh,
15.
Nicolescu with the sidearm serve. I was going to say, Jerry, with all deference to the other teams in the draw, I'm excited at the possibility of seeing a rematch of last year's national final.
Yeah, we've got a few rounds to go, but
15
if the
all.
seeding holds up, that's definitely the top two teams.
If the seeding holds up, those are the top two teams, or those are just the top
Yeah,
two teams?
They are the top two seeds.
Well, they won't be if Nicolescu continues serving this way.
I like that she's trying, though. I mean, it's not easy to make a service change. She's going back to that little push serve, which I like. I know she wishes that she could hit it harder and deeper and bigger, but I like her serve. It's deep in the box. It stays low. She gets into net. She's got a solid first volley.
Solid. I would say freaking brilliant. And she's so quick. She moves so well. Any serve she hits in the box is going to be an effective one.
30,
Or she
Nice
needs to stay back.
spot. Nice spot by Bodman there. Got the reaching error from Anika. Got her to reach out wide to the right. That was a high percentage shot, too.
And staying back is smart. You see some of the guys with the really weak serves, like Mark Parsons stays back all the time. His serve is bad. He knows that. He doesn't try and make the first volley. He's not capable of making. And you saw that there.
And that's a big move there with that coming in behind the returner serve that's dipping down low.
Toughest shot in the game.
Yeah, getting that first
By a
volley
lot.
up, you're going to try to avoid the player that's blitzing. Right, let's see if Middle and Bodman can build on that little bit of momentum here and hold serve.
Well, they've yet to hold serve in the match.
And I would imagine it would be a huge cause for celebration if
Oh!
they did.
What an exchange. Hallie Bodman. That's all you have to do to win a point.
Routine.
He had 3 unbelievable volleys there.
Right into the wheelhouse of Nicolescu. You've really got to let that ball drop a little bit lower and get it deeper in the court.
And that's one of the many things that separates these two teams. They generate so much offense from the backcourt. Although you see Bodman trying to volley on the forehand, which is
30.
not going to be successful against the Nicolescu forehand.
You got a lot of experience on the court here with Bodman and Middle.
30 all.
See there.
Smart play, I formation, staying back.
Yeah, taking a little
They
time.
can think about it.
Yeah, just to keep talking and discuss. They've got to change the look. They know that. 30 all.
30 all.
I think Middle's strategy there was to serve to Anika again. That's a great ball by Middle. Oh, it loses the exchange at the net.
30, 40.
They are having fun, Jerry. Give them credit.
Yeah, they always have fun there.
High formation again. Against Anika. And those overheads are just too hard to be a sustainable strategy, coming too far off the wires.
And that's the shot that's going to get them in trouble. And off the net that far, going to Nicolescu's forehand, short in the service box.
Deuce.
Oh, Anika misses that one. And no one is tougher on herself than Roxy Anika. I love the play. Staying back. She got a hard ball off the back wire to her favorite shot. Just missed it, but smart play.
Yeah, I think they've got more time than they realize off of those shots. I mean, she just run that ball down and just get it back in play.
That's
Not
four
try,
consecutive.
doesn't have to hit a big shot off of every ball that she gets. And that's, you know, it's kind of against their mindset because both of them are very aggressive players. They like to play fast.
That's 4 consecutive errors from Anika.
Nice off-speed overhead there by Bodman. And here's a point to tie the second set up for Bodman middle.
Oh, great forehand volley from Bodman.
You see how Anika sets up her paddle early on the backhand on that screen? Oh, nice grab.
Bodman middle. Game guard 2-0.
There we go, hold. And I love how they played that game, Jerry. They changed it up. They made them think. They did something different. I'm not sure why we're starting to rain again. Yeah, it's starting to rain again.
That's tough.
I say.
Question is, do we have lightning?
1 sec. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I just have to keep watching that spot, that wet spot where in the first set, 2 players slipped on that same spot there. That's Rob Laboon, of course, umpire and former player. Former partner of you, Mark Fischel.
Yes, that's one of many. I've done it too.
Roxy, sir. 2-all.
Okay, so Roxy Anika to serve. 2-2 We were talking off air, Jerry. Charities almost always has gorgeous weather. This is the first time I can remember in a long time. The weather in Chicago in early November is usually spectacular. But
Yeah.
obviously not this weekend.
Yeah, no, I played there for many, many years and don't remember too much rain at this time of year.
But it is known as the Windy City.
It is known as the Windy City.
And you had a story you were relaying to me earlier about a match you played at Indian Hill?
Yeah, well, I was about to serve and I tossed the ball up and had the paddle up behind my head and this massive wind gust came and the paddle smacked me in the back of the head. It just blew my paddle straight forward. And I was asking you if you thought that was a fault. I kind of was swinging at it. I didn't get to the ball and swing and miss. And we didn't have an umpire, so they let me have my serve again.
Very generous. Oh, Bodman played that point so well and got a ball to swing at and just missed it.
Love.
Game, Annika Nicolescu. They lead 3 games to 2.
Middle would like that one back.
Yeah, and you can see, I'm sure that the weather has affected the bounce of the ball too. So, you know, Middle really wasn't stepping in, wasn't firm enough taking that ball off the deck.
Jackets on, jackets off. Jerry, do you bring any different mental approach to a match like this, where you were delayed, it was raining, it wasn't raining?
Yeah, you really, it's a hard job because especially, you're in the hut and it's a very social sport, as you know, and it's a small knit community. So, you're friendly with everybody, but at the same time, you've got to keep your mindset in that competitive mode so that you're not like on a roller coaster mentally.
Love 15.
That's tough, that both teams are still trying to get their rhythm and a feel for the ball. And like you said, being on and off the court 3 or 4 times, you have to just get into the point. Longer the points, the better.
Love
And
30.
you have to think it's tougher for bottom and middle because this is a high level battle that they're not exposed to on a regular basis.
Love 30.
And to get some flow and some rhythm to your game, every time they stop and start again, Anika Nicolescu just coming at him.
But since the break, this is the best they've played. This is they've had longer points than in the first set.
40.
Great volley from middle. Bottom and middle have really volleyed well.
Game, Anika Nicolescu. They lead 4 games to 2, second set.
The Nicolescu serve has been the most productive one for bottom and middle. Looks like they're talking about staying back here, and they are.
You can see all the adjustments that the teams are making. See Bodman coming into the middle of the court, taking that overhead. Kind of got Anika to rush.
But Jerry, for me, the message here is, you see league players saying, "Oh, I can handle this serve, I can handle this return of serve," and here you have Gabby Nicolescu, 3-time national champion, one of the top players in the game, acknowledging she's losing points that way. I'm not going to continue losing points that way.
That's it. Find another way.
Oh, another great exchange.
You don't want to go one-on-one with Nicolescu when she's moving in close to the net. But it's tough to get it by her, trying to lob it up.
30, 50.
There's a great example, right? Bodman's been killing her with the return of serve, and all of a sudden now no target, misses a relatively routine ball.
Just too big. I think the break has affected Anika.
Yeah, she struggled since we came back. Ball confirmed by Chair Umpire Laboon. One of the things that I want to see from Anika Nicolescu that you see all the time from Hannah Sabori is Hannah Sabori are one team. The 2 women, one group. Sometimes with Anika Nicolescu, they tend to go their own ways a little bit. And I think that's going to be a determining factor for how their season goes.
Yeah, I think them having decided to put Roxy Anika on the ad side and leave her there will help, because that constantly switching back and forth, depending on how they were playing, it's hard for them to get a real rhythm and see how they're going to build points. But so far we've only seen one tournament, but as we get deeper into the draws, let's just see if she stays on that side.
And I don't mind seeing them switch around during the course of play. I like having one stable set to go with, but then giving different looks during the course of the match.
Yay, Anika Nicolescu. They lead 5 games to 2. Second set. Anika Nicolescu won the first set, 6 games to 2.
Kind of been like the storyline of this match. Just quick points. Hard to get the rhythm.
Too many donations at the net, especially in the overhead.
Missed return of serves, and you just really have to dial it back. Serve, return, first volley, serve, return, stay back. Just get into the point and see if you can execute a strategy. Test the teamwork.
Love.
Again.
All.
Bodman and Middle continuing to stay with Australian. Bodman's giving hand signals. That's a dangerous overhead to Anika.
Well, Anika Nicolescu moves so well. That's a great one right there.
30,
Of course, she'll take a step out of the way and can't catch up with the ball.
Yeah, like I said, Bodman hits that hard, flat overhead. Very powerful. She's intimidating.
All.
Middle can't believe she missed that ball. Very vocal crowd out there, Jerry.
Nicolescu. Oh my God.
Game. Bodman, middle.
A lot of generosity the last couple of games.
Too much of a rush.
5 games to 3, second set.
All right, I like that Middle's like giving Bodman a pat on the shoulder. They can do this.
Love
as long
15.
As Nicolescu, I would walk that ball back, yes. I would walk that ball back to Anika and just say, hang on, take a deep breath, slow down, calm down. It's a good move by Bodman.
15 all.
Just missed the volley in the top of the net, but keep the pressure on.
Short, down, up, overheads. Like that one better.
Just the casualness of Nicolescu and Nika's volleys off of their shoot stop. That was not an easy ball that she just counted back, put back into play.
2 points for the match. I don't know, and then Gabby tells her it was good. Great low forehand there from Bodman.
Oh, careful! I think she's just laughing.
You all right? Okay. 40-15.
She knew that they both knew to take off, but that ball just really breaks and comes back. Just can't hit an off speed.
40-15. Game, set,
There it is.
match. Anika Nicolescu, 6-2, 6-3.
Look, there's no doubt that Bodman and Middle could play a lot better. I have seen them lights out, but you know, tough conditions. We're not They're not competing a lot on the tour. They just love to get out there and play. They're such wonderful sports, great ambassadors for the game. I really wish we could see more of them. But kudos to Anika and Nicolescu on their form. They look pretty good to me, Mark.
I think we're going to be seeing them in the finals tomorrow, Jerry.
So let's talk about tomorrow. We've got another match to call today, though. We're going to be back with the women's quarterfinals.
Very excited about the women's quarter that you and I are calling, potentially.
Potentially, yeah. We have to go check the update. We're not sure. I'm sure it'll be posted on the YouTube channel, APTA YouTube channel, because we'll be back this afternoon streaming 2 courts and commentating on 2 courts for the women's quarters.
And I gather we'll have the time posted and obviously going to be delayed from what's on the draw. We'll get something posted up on the live stream.
Yes, I think the other quarter's coming from another court too. They're not all playing at Glenview right now. So as soon as we know what's happening, they're probably saying closer to 4 o'clock Central Standard Time. So, but there'll be something up. So Mark, fun calling this match with you. Look
Always a pleasure, Jerry.
All right, and that is a wrap.
From the heart of Chicago up to the North Shore and stretching from the northwest suburbs down to Kankakee. From urgent in-office care to virtual in-home visits, we're making orthopedic care available wherever and however you need it. Because while we're adapting our lives to keep each other safe, we know that new injuries will happen and old injuries will still linger. And IBJI is here to help.